Hi, Capricorn. Someone is trying to decode you and to solve you like a puzzle. You have shifted gears in some way in your world. We have paranoid and obsessed playing. So you could have someone paranoid and obsessed. We have the Emperor out here. So there could be a masculine in your life, a father figure, someone with a high position. This could be someone very powerful. Someone very powerful could be trying to understand you, decode you, okay? Because it's like time is standing still, or it seems like time is going backwards. Hold on, I need to put out a little fire. Okay. Easily put it out because we are fire safe, okay? That's definitely a message too. So a fire is burning, okay? Something that could be disastrous, but you are ready. I'm getting the message here. You're not playing it safe, but you're playing it safe enough. So you don't like to play it safe, but you like to play it safe enough so that you don't have to play it safe. It's something like that. So you can engage in something a little risky because you are prepared. And then I'm hearing you're not scared. All right? Why is someone paranoid? Why are they obsessed? They notice something different about you. You have recalibrated something familiar about you. I feel that you've withdrawn from someone of the past, or you withdrawn from holding on to someone or gripping onto something. The end of eternity. Yeah, it's like you've stopped time. I keep getting that. It's like you've stopped time in some way for another person, or it just seems like time is off, or you're losing your sense of time, or time is going backwards. Yeah, the Lover's reversed, okay? So you have someone here that you've been with or were attracted to. I don't know, there's some sort of relational dynamic or romantic situation. Yeah, you are slowing down. So you could be less available to a person, or less available to your person, less available to this masculine. And that has them a bit paranoid and a bit obsessive. So yeah, you could be busy staying on top of the things you gotta do, your to-do list, doing what you need to do to have good mental health. So you could have routines, habits, patterns that you engage with. Maybe it's taking your medications, maybe it's doing what you love, making time for yourself, taking care of yourself, whatever it is. I see you focusing on your money, focusing on your self-care. I heard self-worth, okay? So you withdrew your energy from a masculine to focus on you. Maybe because you don't want to bring any energy unless it's your best, all right? But someone is paranoid and obsessed because of that. Okay, and that's the thing. It's like you're the prerogative in your life. You're not chasing anyone. You're not chasing anything except for the best version of you. And I'm sorry if that is cliche. It is what it is. You are chasing yourself. The you that you want to wake up as every day, because you are aware that if you neglect yourself, you neglect certain things in your life, you're not going to be feeling too hot. You're not going to be able to bring your best to your connections, your work, your relationships. So that's just what I see. So for some reason, they're telling me it seems like time has stopped because you are straight up done letting anything, yourself, anyone, anything interfere with your self-responsibility, with the things you need to do to stay sane, safe, happy, fulfilled, full, okay? So I just see that an interference has ended. So this could be a habit or a pattern of behavior. It's something here that has interfered with you. Hear that honk? Stop. It's like halt. Something that has halted your growth, halted your self-responsibility. That's your self-care. That's you taking your happiness and well-being, your desires, what you want, seriously, enough to stop the habits that sabotage those things. Yeah, I heard a tap. Tap, tap, tap. So yeah, you could be retraining your psyche, training your body, retraining yourself. What does this Emperor want here? This could also be a very powerful person keeping their eye on you. But they notice the shift and they're really wondering what is going on. They want to understand how it is you have no fear. So it seems on the outside, it looks like you don't have fear. That you're not afraid, you're not confused, you're not murky. We have the Ace of Pentacles here as well. So you could be starting a brand new job, habit, life, timeline, path, whatever it is. Something new here. See, that was the energy I'm getting, recalibration. It's like you're steering the wheels of a ship, but you pivot. And someone is like, okay, what is going on with Capricorn? They seem so unafraid. They want to know, why are you not afraid? The thing is, and I'm hearing the quote in my head, I have been afraid every second of every minute of my life. But I stand up and do it anyway. So I'm getting that it's not that you're not afraid. It's that you choose different than your fear. You don't resist your fear so that you act out of it. And that's the thing too. A lot of people, when they make choices out of fear, that's them reacting to their fear in such a way to suppress it, okay? But if you're not afraid to hold it, to feel it, to take it with you, that's what courage is. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's doing the darn thing with it. In your flesh, okay? Maybe you do the darn thing because you're afraid. Maybe the fear is your guiding wheel, your guiding light. So it seems like you're not afraid, but actually you could be the scaredest person in the room, but no one would know it because you're sitting with that fear. You're holding its hand. You're asking it, what do I need to know about myself and the path forward? And thus your fear honors you in such a way. Your fear is but a valuable tool. Your fear is almost like a flag that's waving to you, like, here, Capricorn, here is a place in your life where you can choose your power, where actually choosing your power is where you're gonna make it or break it, where you either up level, you stay in the same place. Your fear kind of tells you what you want, and it tells you you should go after it. And my phone just died, all right? So maybe you are turning off the phone, or you're not talking to other people because you're having a moment with yourself, having a moment with your fear. You're sitting down at the tea table, having a tea party with your fear, trying to understand what it is that is next for you, what it is that is right for you. What decision is going to cause you to value yourself and your nature most? That's what's coming up. The Emperor could be an Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, okay? Wow, we have the Emperor to clarify Emperor, like, yeah. Yeah, see, this Emperor feels like you're very reliable, you're consistent, you act with self-value, you take care of yourself, you take responsibility for the things that you desire, want, need, okay, your boundaries. This person also feels that you will withdraw from anything that is futile, that just isn't worth your time, your energy, that just isn't going to feed into your value. The Star. This person could want you, Capricorn. This person could have dreams of you, could want you, or you're the center of this person's world here, and you're the center of yours. So, double star. Yeah, the world came out to clarify the Emperor, so it's like the earth revolving around a star. Maybe this person's world revolves around you, right? They feel that you are so bright. Yeah, they're watching, paranoid and obsessed. Why paranoid? The Emperor came out because they want to make some sort of action towards you. Yeah, they're watching for sure. We have two indicators of that. Someone has their eye on you. This could be a very important person. They want you, they see you. They see you as being very bright, maybe inspiring. You're a star, baby. It is what it is, okay? So yeah, you shine so bright that this person cannot take their eyes off you. Okay? They want to know how you feel. They're paranoid. They want to know how you feel, okay? They want to know the truth. They want to know how you feel. See, there's just the energy of brightness, fire. You could be moving very slow, intentional, poised, and you're banishing some sort of energy here. Let's get more info. I feel like pulling these today, so that's what we'll do. You could be letting something go here, something you've been working on. You're taking the best ingredients, the best aspects of something, and you're applying it elsewhere. I don't know specifically what that is for you. What is being banished here? Yeah, okay, about the oracle and a lack of sovereignty. See, so you are literally coming in vehemently and you are lighting fire to anything that contradicts your self-authority, the ruler of your own realm. Anything or anyone that knocks a crown off of your head, kaput, gone, burned away in the trash. You are reborn. And this came up in the reading that I posted for members. Go check it out. And on Patreon, go check it out. But it's like who you are. Who you are literally is changing, Capricorn. Some of you know this, some of you don't know this. Some of you, it's intentional. Some of you, it's just happening over time from you just taking care of yourself. Like you are showing up like you deserve what you want. That is changing the game. You are showing up like you deserve what you want, like you deserve to wear a crown. And it is causing someone to be drawn in. You're banishing what you thought you knew about yourself. But there's new things coming through. It's like you're a book that you're reading and writing at the same time. How creative and how fascinating at the same time, simultaneously. So it's like someone wants to live vicariously through you or know more. Someone wants to read your book. Didn't that just come up? Someone wants to glide through the paragraphs. Maybe they want to write themselves in as a character in there. What's so vehement about Capricorn at this time? Sexy. Okay, you could be working with another or co-creating listening. You're listening to and co-creating with your emotional body. I also see here it says let go of competition. Whoa, there's a card behind there that I didn't even see. How ironic that it's visibility. Invisibility. So you are working with someone in the shadows where something or someone doesn't see. There are invisible, I heard co-conspirators, but I wanted to say invisible colleagues, or there are people that you're working with that this person doesn't see or something like that, okay? I don't know what that is, but yeah, letting go of competition. You're not competing with anyone. You are curating yourself. You are waking up each day and trying to make it a little better than the last. Little tiny tweaks. You're focusing not on being better than another, but being better than yourself yesterday. Okay, and as cliche as that might be, that is the key. All right, here we go with the poems again. Let the expression of your gifts create opportunities for others. So you're not coming from like, how can I be better than another, but how can I benefit another? And that's where your creative gifts shine brightest. Because you're not focused on being better than other people. You're focused on making other people better because you're focused on making yourself better. And there's something so sexy about that, Capricorn. You're choosing to release a lot. And you're trying not to control things because that comes from perfectionism. Because no one is perfect. Nothing is perfect. And even though, Capricorn, let me drop the reading for a second. Even though I share little bits of myself on my page, like truly no one actually knows my life behind the scenes. And I like it that way. I like privacy. I like boundaries. I say this to let you know that nothing is perfect. I'm not perfect. My life is not perfect. But boy, do I love it. Every challenge, every strife, every struggle, okay? Yes, I could say that right now. Maybe in the moment I don't. Okay, let's be real, because when we are in pain, we don't love it that much. All right, I'm not going to sit here and put on this toxic positivity act. No, I don't love it when I'm in pain. But I love it when I solve it, when I grow, when I get better. But I just say all this to say that you just see what I want you to see. Okay? And that's true for everyone online. Do not compare yourself and do not compete, because you are only competing with the curated versions of people or the best possible versions of people that they choose to let you see. Okay? In reality, people are imperfect. Life is imperfect. Okay, even when I edit these videos, you know what I edit out? The silences or the parts where I'm tripping over my words. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe there's something coming through and being channeled about, like, if you have a part of you that wants or seeks perfectionism, I feel like creativity is an outlet for that, right? Like, there are some readers on this platform who are very creative and like messy and intuitive, right? Like me, like if you see my table right now, it's a mess. There's no order down here, right? But there's some people, it's like you watch their videos and it is absolutely perfect. Like, bon appetit. Their setup, their words, their title. All that to say, creativity can be an outlet for that desire for perfectionism. So maybe, just maybe, you're not going to put impossible standards on yourself. Okay, because creativity is a place where we can have control, and perfectionism is all about control. It is necessary to find an outlet for control. There are many ways to do this. Creating art, that's another place where you have a sense of control, where you can try to be as perfect as you want, okay? So coloring inside the lines perfectly. So there's just something about that. Meeting your need for perfection. Yeah, see, I can't make this up. This just fell into my lap. Creative project spread. Maybe you don't want to completely bulldoze that need, even though it comes from a good place. Maybe finding a place for it. Finding a place for your messy aspects. Finding a place for your perfectionism aspects. Creativity can be a place where you can do both, actually. In a world that we can't maintain, we can't live in, we can't survive in, artists tend to be the ones that create our own world. So there you go. Create your own world. Trust the process, consistency, and expansion. So you're getting to the truth of the matter, the truth of you. You could be getting down to the nitty-gritty, Capricorn. You're literally breaking down to the bare bones, who you are at your core. Down into easily understandable core concepts, ideas, words. Okay, something like that. This is something that a lot of you should research if you struggle with like knowing who you are. If you can strip away everything and get to the core of who you are. What are your core values? Do research on that, Capricorn, okay? And find out like who are you at your core, and then every single day when you make a choice, make sure that it fits into those things. And if it doesn't fit into at least one of those things, you might want to think about not doing that thing. Because anytime that you step out of who you are, that's when you start to get confused. Who am I? Because you surround yourself with a life that is not true to you. Spirit really wants you to get down to your core values and try to look at like, are you living according to them? Are the people around you like honoring those core values? Do they fit into them? So I feel like for you, like that's what you're doing. Okay, and it's working. Back to that last message, something you're doing is working. And it's you getting down to the nitty-gritty of who you are at your core and making sure that everything you choose in your external life, every decision that you make is aligned with that. Yeah, you could be really organizing your foundation. So you could be cleaning up your space here, making sure it's not cluttered because that affects your energy too. You could be organizing your mind, organizing the way you understand yourself. And we are very lucky in this day and age because we have the internet. Generations before us didn't have that, but we have that. So utilize it. Do as much research as possible on who you are. Yeah, the personality test about core values, YouTube videos on who am I. Do your research, write it all down, narrow it down so you can look at it and you see, wow, this is who I am. Okay, now I can start breaking down my external reality. Does my external reality fit into those things? Yes or no? There's only two answers. If you notice that there are some things that don't align, as painful and difficult as it might be, you have to choose your hard, right? The majority of us are not born with extreme amounts of privilege, okay? Life is hard, so choose your hard. But yeah, for the majority of you, I feel like this is what you're doing. You're like, okay, I could do what Joe Schmo's doing, what Ashley's doing, what this person's doing, but would it really be in alignment with who I really am? No. So I'm not going to do that. It's not about what Joe Schmo is doing. It's about what you are doing. So I feel like that's what's changing, okay? So maybe you don't need the spiel from me because you already give yourself the spiel every day. Okay, Capricorns, we tend to do it, all right? But like maybe this is just coming out as like your self-talk. Like this is where you are. This is where you are with yourself. Who cares about Joe Schmo right now? I want to be proud of me. So what do I need to do to be proud of me? I'm hearing earn your stripes, okay? So there's something about that. So that's what's changing. You are changing. And it doesn't matter what other people are doing. It's about you. So that's the energy that you're in. Someone is taking notice of that, Capricorn. That you've resolved something within yourself, okay? You've resolved an energy, a habit, a behavior, a problem, a wound. You've resolved something. And you've refined. See, I can't make this up. We have refined. So you have refined your nature. You have refined your truth. You have refined yourself. Embodiment. Let's see what it says. You're allowing your own potency to thrive. And it's like everything else kind of follows suit. Let your will be stronger than your self-doubt. That's what it is, see? Fearless. Because your will is stronger than your self-doubt. You know why? Because you're starting to take actions that aligned with your will. Because you're listening to what your self-doubt is telling you about your circumstances. When do you start doubting yourself, right? So I don't know, you could be analyzing that. Yeah, tower moment. I just dropped a lot of my cards, and guess what words I see? I see alignment, risk, compost. Congratulations, Capricorn. Okay, so what's going to come next? What's going to happen next here? So whoever this emperor is, through you relinquishing your need for control when it comes to different areas of your life here, someone else finds them almost overcompensating or trying to control a situation, but then they end up frustrated in themselves for doing that. That's what I'm seeing here with justice coming out, with the emperor reverse and the knight of wands. I asked, like, why is someone frustrated? Because emperor reverse and justice. Because they're actually fair-minded and they were coming from a place of trying to take control or something like that. Maybe trying to control you. Regardless, you are choosing yourself, and then now someone's frustrated with themselves. At first I thought it was frustrated with you, but no. They're frustrated with themselves, okay? For some select few of you, they could have impulsively ended things with you, even though they didn't want to do that. For some of you, they used you. For some of you, they did something impulsive. But they are frustrated with themselves now. Why are they frustrated now? Because they see that they were being sneaky, lying, cunning, or something like that. The full reverse. So it's almost like you focusing on yourself is merely acting as a mirror. They're frustrated with themselves because they see their own red flags. They might try to make it up to you, okay? They accept responsibility for their actions. They may try to make it up to you, okay? Because they're just simply exhausted. Yeah, so someone's just exhausted by you holding on to your energy, or exhausted from trying to control you despite you having really solid boundaries. Like, they can't, okay? They have exhausted themselves, but they're here accepting responsibility for their actions. They see a whole nother perspective here, and they might want to make it up to you. Yeah, so someone might explain themselves here. Someone wants to explain their decision. They might want to clear the air, or they don't want to like beef with you, fight with you. They're tired of that. Whew, almost just dropped the cards again. The world just fell. So it's like someone might want to just start fresh with you, start brand new, or start a new chapter. Yeah, so things are turning around in your favor. It seems like the tomfoolery is halting, okay, stopping. Whatever that is in your connection or whatever, like the games, the mind games, the tit for tat, this BS, it's coming to a halt, and things are really turning in your favor. I see you being very lucky. Like the reading that I posted on Patreon, there's something about like lucky girl syndrome. Even if you're not a woman, whatever. Now that time has stopped, it is going again. Interesting. So your new self here is realizing that you don't have the same love for the same things that you were pouring your love into before. So very much like when you start to change inside, you have to change some things outside. Your new self is very balanced here. Remember at the beginning of this reading, I put out that fire? You have or you are mastering the art of observing yourself. Because we have the Three of Swords here. You are mastering the art of sitting with your pain. Having that self-control, I want to add here, and this is very important, Capricorn, so listen. Having that self-control without totally controlling yourself. A lot of times people will try to paint up self-suppression as self-control, but actually being able to sit with your pain without changing that pain is practicing self-control without controlling yourself. You see what I mean? So it's very tempered, it's very balanced. So instead of suppressing or reacting, you are learning to like sit with some sort of heartbreak or pain. Because truly, like, there is no person that is really worth feeding energy into. And when you are someone in a spiritual space, this is definitely something you need to keep in mind. Because if you're a reader, a practitioner of any kind, that balance, that self-control is very important. Because how are you going to control power or energy or a message if you can't control yourself, right? But like I was saying, a lot of times people will mask their pain with toxic positivity, right? Just let it go. Be positive, be optimistic, be thankful, right? That's a type of control. That's trying to control yourself. Hopefully I'm making sense. Okay, so controlling yourself without controlling yourself. It's mostly just holding yourself, not even controlling. It's witnessing, okay? So maybe I just need to shift my language. Being able to hold yourself without controlling yourself. And that's what toxic positivity or just turning the other cheek and not wanting to look at something, right? All those are a form of self-control, of perfectionism, of trying to control yourself instead of hold yourself. But yeah, you are holding yourself. And like I've said before, that's the perfect way to avoid anyone having control over you. I could go on and on about that. Let's see what's coming next. You're going through a lot of healing. There's a lot of peace here. So you feel at peace with your pain, at peace with your fear. Okay, you're not resisting those things. Oh, but also you might need to let someone go. Yeah, for some of you, you're going to start to have more boundaries when it comes to your community, other people. Perhaps this is even social media. Some of you might want to let go of social media or be on social media less, or just have like boundaries around that, time boundaries around that. But this could be also about other people. We have the Two of Cups reversed, so do keep in mind, Capricorn, that for some of you, this new self is going to be cutting the cord with someone. Maybe multiple people, cutting it off and choosing to only engage with or surround yourself with people who are reciprocal or compatible, but also being able to celebrate your wins, okay? And have pride in yourself, because what you're doing is not easy. It takes years of work. Yeah, you have multiple things that you desire you are going to achieve, okay? These are goals that you've had from a young age, or goals that you've had for a very long time. Things you decided in the past that you wanted, they are going to start to trickle in or come true, because you have to change yourself before you change your external. It is what it is. A lot of the things that you desire, a lot of the things that you value are going to come through. Once you start to truly align yourself with your own values, you see that those values start to show up more and more. Like apples on an apple tree. They start sprouting. The more you embody honesty, the more honesty will find its way to you, because you're cutting off the people and the behaviors that are dishonest. So of course, one door closes, another opens. Like you cut out certain energies, something has to fill up that space. And if you're not letting dishonesty in, the only thing that has room to come into your world is honesty. Okay? So if you keep entertaining the same types of people, you're going to keep having that type of energy, right? So yeah, Capricorn, I see that the blessing coming through is that your values, your desires, your goals, they're happening. They're coming true. Okay, my phone died and now the light has turned off, so that's my cue to head out. Let's get one final card for you. We have the Hierophant reverse, so I'm kind of getting you're choosing to take the road least traveled. You're choosing to not obey tradition because tradition in certain ways doesn't fit into your desires, your goals, or your core values. Okay, so you're deciding for yourself. So you're not going to follow a path that was carved for you. You're not going to follow rules if they don't make sense to you. You're following your own path. That's what I have for you, Capricorn. Until next time, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.